make sure you're subscribed to Jerkrispy.
What's up, y'all? Show some most just we'll be in the video. Superheroes that have the worst lives. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, follow our social media. It's gonna pop up on the screen. You're on the road to 500, and you already know what's going. Let's get it.
I feel like a lot of us wanted to be a superhero growing up. Seeing Spider-Man swing off buildings, Batman gliding through the sky, Iron Man having some of the coldest suit-ups in the franchise. Like, who wouldn't want to be a superhero? But that's my child brain talking. I was recently rewatching some movies and not gonna lie, fuck no. If I'm offered 24 hours in their shoes, I'm declining. The type of situations they get put through is ridiculous. Also, join the Discord, link in the description. But I actually want to start with one of my favorites, Goku. Or low-key the Z Fighters in general, but we gonna focus on Goku for it.
Just gonna keep it real. I would not want to be in here, bro, because you know why? This nigga takes so goddamn long. So long to come up, like, bro. He done that get beat up, and beat up. All of these get beat up, and we gotta wait on Goku just to come and hit him with a few taps. Like, I don't understand that first season to like that third season of why Goku always came late, bro. Every time he came late. And them dudes was getting the beating on them like they stole something.
Most of the time when I think about Goku, I think of a dude who loves to fight. Always smiling, always happy, surrounded by loved ones. But realistically, his life sucks. Goku himself don't even realize how annoying his life is. First, he gets sent to Earth away from his parents because his planet was getting destroyed. Grandpa Gohan, the man who was raising him, treated him as his own son, died getting trampled on by a monster, and Goku finds out years later that he was that monster who trampled him. He didn't know about what happens when a Saiyan with a tail sees a full moon. Once he's seen Vegeta turn into that monster, he said, oh shit, it was me. While fighting for his life, by the way, mid-scuffle, realized he killed his first actual family member. But that wasn't even the worst part about this day. In a battle-ready leotard pulls up claiming to be your brother, tells you to come with him to conquer this planet. Oh, you refuse? I bet I'ma take your son.
What?
And then laughed in Gohan's face. He had no reason to do that. He is terrified for his life and he got this dude chuckling directly in his eardrums. Then he flew off with his child saying he'll be back in 24 hours. Went from a chill, peaceful
I was about to
day
say, so why don't have a tail on that like that? I was just about to say, go out.
Worst day of his life. So him and Piccolo pull up. Ultimately they do take him down, but it required Goku to get shot through his fucking chest. So now he's dead, but in the afterlife he's still training because in a year, 2 more Saiyans are gonna pull up. Imagine dying and still needing to clock into work. So Vegeta and Nappa made it to Earth, and Krillin is such an L-man. I just gotta mention that. Vegeta was talking down on Raditz and he was like, Raditz?
They talking shit about Raditz, the guy who y'all barely won against? The guy who beat y'all ass, beat you and Goku's ass, that Raditz? They talking about him?
Like, damn bro, we get it. Whose side are you on? Anyways, Yamcha dies. Chaozu tries sacrificing himself, but that shit did nothing. Tien dies. Piccolo dies. Half the squad got murked in under an hour, and I know he's in his head right now like,
and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, bro, like make us at least like a good fighting stance. Don't make us weak just to get whooped. If I ever did, like, just wanted to be in the Dragon Ball Z, please do not put me as no side character, bro. I promise you, you playing as a side character is not going nowhere in life, bro. You gonna always just get your ass whooped, man. I'm sick of this shit. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of it, bro, because every time, it always the side characters, they get their ass whooped. And I don't understand why. Why, like, Krillin never had a development, Freak Head. All of them. Like, freaking, all of them, they should have developed a level of power, two more powers to at least be able to, but you know, Dragon Ball Z was only mainly worrying about Goku and Vegeta, the main 2 people. That's the only people that was left with them. Goku and Vegeta. Yeah, I guess Krillin. Yeah, we could get some curling hair. Yeah, that's something good. Yeah, like no.
Damn, y'all are so ass. Couldn't even get a bottle of water before having to save y'all. And Krillin talking about some, don't worry about your dad, Gohan. Let's head home to a nice, hot, steaming, savory, slow-cooked, patiently simmered, lovingly prepared, deeply seasoned.
And then half of the time they was in the hospital sometimes too. Like this would never be happening. Sometimes they'll be in the hospital trying to heal.
Melt in your mouth,
They'll
hardy,
take
feeling
Sisyphus.
soul soothing, body restoring, stress melting, fatigue ending, long awaited, long overdue, well earned, home cooked, end of the day, finally safe meal.
Wouldn't you like that, Gohan? Really? I gotta smack this nigga, boy, talking about food at a time like this. 4 of his homeboys died, his best friend out there fighting to save the world, and he ready to go home and kick his feet up. You lazy bitch. You better go in that backyard and hit some jumper jacks, nigga. Act like you doing something. So Goku fights Vegeta, actually wins the first round. But once he turned into a great ape, he got swatted into the mountain, gets both legs crushed, damn near got the life squeezed out of him, tries to have a heartfelt moment with his son, started stomping him out. Now they do eventually get Vegeta to retreat, but wait, we got a problem. All of our homies are dead. And with Piccolo dead, the Dragon Balls are gone. No need to worry though, we can just go to Planet Namek and use their Dragon Ball. Of course. Why would it ever be that simple? Frieza has his hands on the Dragon Balls while Vegeta is on his way. So after experiencing probably the worst day of his life, he barely gets a break and has to immediately fly out to go to Namek. And when he arrives, he sees Krillin and Gohan beat the fuck up, Gohan's neck broken and all. Imagine if he didn't have senzu beans. So let's fast forward to when he actually fights Frieza. And yeah, his best friend gets obliterated right in front of him. The guy he knew for all his life, gone in an instant. Unlocks Super Saiyan, fights Frieza again, but Frieza was getting his ass beat so bad, he resorted to putting the planet on a timer. So after Goku takes down Frieza, he had nowhere to go. And it was easy to believe he wouldn't make it off the planet. But we know what happened. Luckily, he was able to find a space pod and made it out. Some time goes by, and when Goku finally made it back to Earth, back to his family and friends, he's immediately hit with the news, hey, I'm from the future. 3 years from now, androids are going to emerge and make some shit shake. I'm talking everybody you love. Gone. Oh, and by the way, you're gonna die way before that. You're gonna die to a heart virus. But good thing for you, I got the cure. So y'all go ahead and start training. I'll be back in 3 years. So not only is he immediately thrown into another main quest, but finds out he's the reason Trunks' entire timeline got wiped out. Dr. Gero built those androids to specifically kill Goku. Android 19 and 20, first thing they do is blow up the city. And with his fight with 19, that heart virus appears. So once again, he is on the sidelines praying that these trash ass niggas don't get washed. And after Gohan embarrassed Cell to the point where he said, fuck it, I'm taking the Earth out with me, Goku was the only one able to prevent that. Teleported Cell away, sacrificing himself. Just for that nigga to come straight back. Now they do beat him for real the second time, but I'd be heated. I sacrificed myself, at least give me the moment. But this is when Goku realized.
Yeah, and that's what I say about Dragon Ball Z, bro. They were just trying to bring back villains that should have been cooked already. Like Frieza should have been gone. Cell, they did good not to bring that nigga back, because ain't no way y'all about to get this man another boost power. Majin Buu, that nigga gone. Who else? They should have Beerus. I don't even know why they made Beerus so strong. And he really not even that. And why he like that, but he like I need to see like Frieza versus Beerus. Like they should have if they wanted to make Beerus more better than Frieza, they should have just brought Beerus in the beginning, not late. In the movies, they had to come back. He had to come back all gold. Frieza had came all gold and stuff, but still got whipped by Trunks and Goku. Like,
it may be better if he stayed dead. It seems like all the bad things are attracted to him. So to make sure everyone could stay safe, he decided it was best for him to not come back, missing out on the rest of Gohan's childhood, the birthdays he'll never see, the moments he never be there for, having to leave Chi-Chi to raise their son alone, knowing she'd have to be strong without him, never being able to talk with his friends again, knowing this day was the last day they ever stand together.
yeah, that's crazy.
So 7 years go by. 7 years of peace. Goku was given a day past the Earth, a singular day. And it just happens to be the day where he has to go up against a pure demon. Majin Buu, Kid Buu, Super Buu, Evil Buu, Teen Buu, whatever version of Buu you want to talk about, it don't matter. That nigga needed to be erased. He needed to go. But before we get to Buu, he had to deal with Vegeta. He let himself get put under Babidi's control just so he can box Goku, blowing up innocent people, and Goku was like, no, the Vegeta I know wouldn't do something like this.
What?
Are you positive? So they fought for a while until they felt the presence of Majin Buu. Vegeta agreed to chill, but in reality, he slimed him out. Slimed him out just to sacrifice himself for nothing. Seems to be a reoccurring theme. Right after, he turns a whole city into candy and devours them all, goes to the next city, blows them up.
I forgot we had Majin Buu. He turned Chi-Chi to an egg and crushed her. That's crazy.
Goes to another city, turned them all into clay, making a new house. And since Goku went Super Saiyan 3, his timer on Earth ran out, so once again, he gotta observe from the sidelines. So then Super Buu proceeds to kill every single person on the planet because he was bored. Also killed Chi-Chi because she did some dumb shit like slap the nigga who eradicated all of existence. Nice one. Fast forward, he absorbs Gotenks and Piccolo. Damn. Absorbs Gohan right after. Damn. Goku and Vegeta fuse into Vegito, giving us some hope. Was able to free the ones who got absorbed, but guess what? Super Buu turns into Kid Buu, the original Buu. Not a single word was said. He simply decided to blow up the entire planet. But that wasn't enough for him. He teleports to the afterlife. How the fuck do you teleport to the afterlife and start boxing dead niggas? But after that, they do eventually beat Buu, so yeah. We could talk about Super, but I'm gonna leave that for another video. Now for the next one, Invincible, Mark Grayson. We all know his life is hell. He just got his powers and his first big job is having to deal with an alien invasion. Seeing all these innocent people get murked. Tried saving a grandma but just ended up mangling her limbs. They invade again, but this time he gets beat on by this.
I ain't lying to you. This had to be worse than Dragon Ball Z. I ain't lying to you. I wouldn't have minded be Goku for a day. Just beating the coming the last minute. You know, that's not bad. Him, he get beat up and never dies. Like, that's kind of low-key kind of crazy.
Brute was sitting there getting pulverized until his pop saved him. And then later on, he made a deal with Titan to take down his boss, but little did he know, one of the strongest beings in existence was in attendance. Till this day, I don't know how Machine Head just casually hired Battle Beast, like he was just a phone call away. But before having to deal with him, he was getting jumped by the grunts until he knocked him into the sky and his pops is just sitting there watching. He must have came to check on Mark, but then heard Battle Beast and said, fuck no, you gonna have to hold that, son. Praying for your safe return. Then we cut back to Mark, got a little adrenaline rush, took out the grunts, but he was feeling himself a little too much. Humbled immediately, proceeds to get foot to the face, head palmed, picked up and beat straight back down. If I was Mark and I made it out of this, I'd vow to never help a living soul ever again. This day is actually top 2 worst days of his life. So then the Guardians pull up just to also get their ass beat, and then he turns back around to Mark like, please bro.
Please leave me alone, please.
Hit him so hard it popped his suit. The only reason they all survived is because he allowed it. He was bored. He had no interest in fighting bums. And the worst thing about Mark's life is his pops, Omni-Man, the strongest man on Earth, a global symbol of hope. Everyone trusted him to keep the world safe. But the truth comes out. He was the one who killed the Guardians of the Globe. Earth wasn't his home, it was an assignment. A Viltrumite sent here to conquer the planet. And the moment Mark refused to help, he was put through hell. Omni-Man made sure to get as many innocent—
Alright, yeah, bro. We watched this, bro. We watched him beat got ass whooped. But for my new viewers,
people
we'll go ahead
involved
and
as
say watch it.
possible. He didn't give a damn. Made him watch as they crushed every being on this train. And he wasn't just beating his ass. He was beating his ass with style. Put that boy in slow-mo, smacked his body off the ground, flew him into the air while telling him how all these lives mean nothing. Humans are just insects. Then proceeds to play ping pong with his body until he flew him through a cruise ship. Did that just cause he can. He just wanted to hold them. Carnival stocks plummeted. And then he threw him into a mountain, causing an avalanche, killing the entire village. And then finally, the most iconic scene. He quite literally just starts violating him. Till this day, this is still one of the most ferocious ass beatings I've ever witnessed. Doing all this to his son. But even after all that, there's still something worse. Something worse than Battle Beast. Something worse than Omni-Man. I'm sure you all know where I'm going. Amber. 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 And I would talk about season 2 and 3, but I already talked about those on the channel, so y'all go peep. But the next one on the list, Spider-Man. His life sucks. I'd be damned if
I mean, those are auntie and uncle, man. That's kind of crazy as a Spider-Man. And then you gotta save other people, and then you really ain't got money like that. I mean, it's a good life. I mean, not to lose, but I'm not talking about losing your auntie and your uncle as Spider-Man, but I'm talking about, like, not having money like
I'm
that.
spending my free time saving the city, and here comes J. Jonah Jameson spreading nothing but hate on my name. He could have just saved a baby from a burning building, and you hear Jonah on the radio, saved. He dangled an infant 50 feet in the air with no safety net. What? Like, Jonah, the baby was on the 13th floor. Should we have taken the stairs? Craziest part is the citizens would hear that shit and believe it. I would have quit the millisecond I heard him on the radio. Yeah, the next time the Sinister Six is in town and you got a 7'9", 500-pound rhinoceros at your doorstep, don't call for Spider-Man. I won't be answering the call. But I don't think Jonah is the worst part. Worst part is, after saving the city 300 times, he comes back home with a rent notice on the floor. All of these heroics and he's broke. Gets thrown through at least 12 walls a day and he still can't catch a break. Exactly why I couldn't be a hero. I start charging people by the minute. If you're injured on a building and I swing you from a hospital and that trip took 5 minutes, I'm expecting $50 for my service. You refuse, I promise I'll swing you back up. Oh, but I thought you were a hero. Aren't you Spider-Man? Nah, I'm the black one. The black one. And there's so many situations that heroes are put in that if I was put in the same situation, I would.
Right, I'm gonna just keep it real. Mary Jane would have been died. I don't know. She was never that attractive to me. Yeah. It's so hard to say goodbye to yesterday. Cause I promise you, I would have gonna save them people. Mary Jane, she wrong. She did end up cheating on him with his best friend. So it's so hard, to say goodbye. I'm saving the people. Yeah, I'll be back, bro. Happy and broke too. La 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 la.
Would have just left. Like at the end of Spider-Man 1 when he had to save MJ and the kids and Goblin came rushing in trying to impale him, bro. I'm dropping them. I'm sorry. He wouldn't have gotten a chance to get that close. I would have been at the top of the bridge by now. Or later on, when he caught a grenade to the face, I'm calling a timeout. I realized I'm in over my head. I wasn't expecting to be fighting real demons. Or when the Goblin came back in No Way Home putting the beats on Tom. He ate his hit and then pushed him out the window. Allowed him to get a barrage of hits off just to laugh in his face and then proceeded to slam him through the floor. Picked his ass up, busted his back on the ceiling, and then spears him through multiple floors. 5 to be exact. And then he kills Aunt May. Would have been my last night wearing the mask. Never in my life have I seen him get beat like that. But even simple stuff like running out of webs, and that happened multiple times, and each time it was his back taking that hit. I'm taking at least a week break from swinging after that. I can still do my basic heroic deeds, but I'm using public transportation. I'm gonna be too afraid to jump off rooftops. And even later on when he's fighting Doc Ock, out of everyone in the crowd, he just happens to grab my aunt. I bet if Peter was a bank teller, this would never have happened. Being a superhero just gives you negative luck. He was really chilling at a car coffee shop and the nigga threw a car at the window. What? He tells Peter to tell Spider-Man to meet him somewhere, and of course Peter's gonna say, hey man, I don't know where he's at. Then runs off with MJ like, gosh, again? You got kidnapped the last movie. But I mean, at least he still has his girl, cause you know, Andrew, not so lucky. And
yeah, my nigga Andrew, aka Toby. Damn. We lost Gwen, bro. Fine that. Then we stuck with Mary Jane ass. Fuck, man. Why could it have been her?
Every Spider-Man has to go through their best friend wanting to kill him, but out of all three, Tom had it the worst. He had it all, but then lost it all. Had Aunt May, a roof over his head, not worrying about rent, but now she's gone. Had Tony Stark, the father figure in his life, but now he's gone. At the end of No Way Home, a spell was casted that had everyone forget who Peter Parker was. So he lost MJ, Ned, anyone who knew who he was. Oh, and by the way, he's broke. Got an apartment now, but those rent due papers gonna be coming soon. And all the Avengers are either dead, trash, or somewhere in space. Can't ask nobody for help. Spider-Man has it bad, but someone who has it worse, Wolverine. His healing factor alone will suck with how long his lifespan is, but
I ain't lying to you. Hey, Wolverine got it bad, bro. But the only thing it'll just hurt me. Yeah, you got a healing factor, you can't die, and everybody else is dying around you. So it's like immortal. So you basically are immortal for the rest of your life, and everybody else you've seen everybody else pass and die and stuff like that. So I'm surprised nobody make a movie about that though.
the things he's been through made it 10 times worse. When he was a child, this man walks into his house, popped his dad. He awakens his ability, kills that man, but then he finds out something very important. Turns out his father wasn't actually his father. He is. The guy he just killed was his real dad. First 3 minutes of the movie, by the way. So now it's only him and his brother Victor.
Wait a minute. And I ain't said that in the other video. Make sure y'all go watch that one. Why did why did he then try to stop him? That's bad writing right there. One-on-one, bad writing right there. Like,
Grew up together, fought in like 4 different wars. Even when Victor started tweaking a little bit, Logan still stood by his side. That's until Victor really lost it when he was okay with killing an innocent man. So Logan said, yeah, no, I'm out of here. Went their separate ways. Fast forward to when he found himself a girl, living the good life, until she dies. Got killed by his own brother. Now bent on...
No, she didn't die. It was a fake to death. Y'all watch the video that the dude was playing.
Revenge, she accepts Stryker's proposal and pretty much becoming invincible. Getting metal, adamantium melded to his spine. Anesthesia doesn't work on him, so he's feeling every bit of that. Then he overhears that Stryker was actually planning on erasing his memory, so he runs away. This kind couple was nice enough to take him in, but they died too. Blew up the house at that. Their bodies are ashes. Fast forward again to where you find the island Stryker is stationed at. And guess what? His girl never died. Her job was to keep an eye on him. And you know what her powers are? Tacto hypnosis. She can influence anyone she touches. Can't make this up. He's been going through it the entire movie and we're still not done. A few minutes later, she gets the chance to tell him, oh, I never tricked you. It was real for me too. 5 minutes later, Logan finds her with a bullet hole in her gut. She does die at the end of this, but all of a sudden, he gets shot with adamantium bullets. Caught a bullet to the head twice, erasing his memories. The only hint he has to who he was is the name Logan written on his dog tag. And something similar happened in the X-Men Last Stand movie. Well, kinda. His girl died again. But he was the one who had to kill her because he was the only one able to get close. And this scene scared the fuck out of me when I was a kid. I don't remember why either. I don't know if it was because everything was turning to dust or what. Something in this scene just terrified me. But of course, the Logan movie, the best superhero movie of all time. This is when they finally stopped pushing us in a stroller and let us walk on our feet. This is what Wolverine is supposed to feel like. In the other Wolverine movies, he'd stab someone and no blood would be seen, but in this, full body parts were flying. But even so, it was depressing. A movie about old man Logan.
Oh yeah, and then he had to sacrifice his life for that girl, stuff like that. Yeah, it showed. I think they explained it in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Trying to live out his final moments with a sick Charles. The X-Men are gone. Mutants are now on the brink of extinction. And the adamantium fused with them that once felt like finding a gold scar is now poisoning his body. I'm pretty sure his original plan was to buy a boat, sail away with Charles, stay with him until the end, and when Charles was gone, use that single adamantium bullet to take himself out. Now, of course, that didn't happen. Instead, he had to watch Charles bleed out, and the one who did it was a clone of himself. Now, if you don't know, Charles is the one who gave Logan a purpose after he lost his memories. So that was kind of like losing his father. So after that, he dedicated the rest of his life to helping Laura, aka his daughter, aka the GOAT. Hey Marvel, I'm still waiting on her movie, by the way. By helping her and her fellow mutant friends escape their captors. But in the process, your ass scene. Like, I can't talk about this movie and not glaze this, bro. Berserk Logan.
That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Not gonna lie, I got this over Infinity War, Endgame, whatever movie moment you have in your mind. I have this over that. But anyways, this is an elderly man we're talking about. He can take out everyone here except himself. There was truly no way he's winning going against a prime version of himself. Yeah, he was doomed from the start. And it took Laura shooting him with that adamantium bullet to kill him. Man, and this... The first time the entire movie, she calls him dad. Till this day, this scene still gets me. In 2017, my first time seeing this, I'll gladly say I was bawling. Tears running down my face, throat scratching. You would have thought I lost an actual loved one the way I was acting. But yeah, his life sucked. Every good thing was followed by 10 terrible things. He could not catch a break. And honestly, this could really extend to mutants in general. The human race hates mutants with every fiber of their being. A mutant would save their life, but the second they find out what you are, don't touch me, you filthy mutant. Like, shit got crazy over there. They say mutant like it's a slur. They'll hate on Wolverine, but then go and praise the Hulk, the giant green monster. Oh, he's just a superhero. I promise it doesn't make any sense. At first, I thought the X-Men universe was just completely separate from the MCU, like a whole different timeline where people don't like anything that isn't normal, but Deadpool made it seem like everything was connected, so at this point, I don't know. Whatever side of the world the X-Men are on is pure racism. Like, there was a whole war going on, thousands of them in captivity. Humans built machines that adapt to every mutant ability, and honestly, we lost. The mutants lost. Logan had to go back in time to make sure the war never started. And even in the Logan movie, we find out they made a drug that stops the birth of mutants. Like, they did not like them at all. But the next one, we got Bruce Wayne. As a child, he witnessed both his parents get murdered. So he became Batman, putting...
Yeah, bro. Batman had her ways too, bro. DC, where saddest moment, gotta definitely be Batman. Superman too, because it's crazy.
Fear into criminals' hearts to make sure no one else ever went through the same pain. Sounds great, right? But everyone wants to be Batman until it's time for the mandatory Bane beating, until Bane snaps your fucking spine, or just having to deal with the Joker. He's the type of nigga to strap a bomb to a baby's chest and tell you, "So, Batman, will you save the baby or stop the gas leak in a daycare 100 miles from here?" It's like it's all fun and games until he gives you an impossible choice. And not to mention how he barely gets any downtime. At night, he's protecting Gotham, and during the day, he's running one of the biggest companies in the world. All shits and giggles until you're off 40 minutes of sleep. Or how he has to worry about the people he works with getting hurt. Barbara getting paralyzed. Jason Todd getting tortured. Lucius getting blown up if we're talking about the games. Nightwing dying to a fucking stick. Like, I'm sure he blames himself for most of those too. Like, imagine waking up one day, seeing Scarecrow douse a random diner with fear toxins, and then hacking into the billboard saying this is only the beginning, so now the entire city is getting evacuated. And now all that fills the streets are a bunch of criminals doing random stuff like flipping cars. Like, did you get joy out of that? What was the purpose? And then all of a sudden, some guy calling himself the Arkham Knight pulls up with a weird obsession to Batman.
And then end up the whole time. And I'm sorry, we still gonna play this game in the gaming channel. I thought about posting a couple of videos early, but I'm probably not gonna be that consistent on the gaming channel. Just to keep it real. It's Jason Todd. Like, whole time I'm playing this game, man, and you know, off screen, bro. I don't know every minute of it, but just know it was Jason Todd the whole time. And that had got me hot. Cause whole time, what the fuck are you doing? Like, real nigga shit.
Man, at the start, we had no clue who this was, so I know Batman was just like, dude, who are you? Even later on, the entire city gets flooded with toxins. Like, he did all this in one night on a random Tuesday. Also, this wasn't a main mission, but it should have been. When Catwoman got kidnapped by the Riddler, now that was my main priority. Fuck whatever Scarecrow got going on, I have more important things to do. But speaking of her, one of the worst things is Batman's canon event. Meeting Catwoman, Selina Kyle. And it must work the same way it does in a Spider-Man movie. His canon event is to meet her and never get with her, or it's a one-night type thing, because if he goes any further than that, the universe is going to get unstable, going to start unraveling, and I promise if I was Batman, we're all dead. At the end of the Batman movie, when Selina said, yo, you should come with me, yes, immediately, I was hoping he was gonna say that. Actually, I hid my suitcase around the corner, I'm ready. Gotham would have never seen me again. But yeah, that's all I got for now. Probably gonna do a part 2, so.
Hey, that's actually a good video, man. Hey, that video from, let me go ahead and shout you out, my dog. My guy. This was actually a good video, not gonna hold you. I am Kevin, not gonna hold you. That was actually a good one. One over to 500, and I'm out.